suportahan natin to. Kumusta na nga pala yung budget para sa hospital ng PCG personnel? Is that being taken care of?
Consider yung report ng ARTA. They are the second most complained after FDA. After the FDA, sila po ang second.
Your Honor, Mr. President, for 2025, meron pong budget ng 1.1 billion po for the Philippine Coast Guard Hospital. So, and according to our Coast Guard Commandant, they are already starting construction of the Coast Guard Hospital.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. So, DOTR, this is my recommendation to you. Alagaan yung ating mga taga-Philippine Coast Guard kasi sila po ang nagbabantay sa ating karagatan. Lalo na ngayon nagkakaroon tayong problema dyan sa West Philippine Sea. Sila ang frontline natin. They will be considered as heroes, itong mga personnel sa Philippine Coast Guard. So, my recommendation to you, DOTR, and with my backing, me being your committee chair, Public Services, please help them. Make sure na all their needs are being provided to so that makapag-perform pa sila ng duties nila, lalo pagbabantay sa West Philippine Sea.
Yes, the Secretary Lopez is sending his appreciation of support for the men and women of the Philippine Coast Guard. And again, let me reiterate that with approval of the Chairman Committee on Finance, we have in fact increased the subsistence allowance of the Philippine Coast Guard from Philippine Coast Guard personnel from 150 pesos a day to 350 pesos. So mas dinoble pa ho natin yung kanilang subsistence allowance as a support to the men and women of the Philippine Coast Guard.
Very good. Okay. The last but not the least, may report ang ARTA, at least number 2 na lang ngayon ng LTO, dati number 1, na kayo daw po ay pangalawa sa the most complained agency. Mag-level up kayo, pagandahin yung inyong performance siguro. Yan lang. At least number 2 na kayo ngayon. Dati kayo number 1. Ngayon ang number 1, syempre sikat na sikat ngayon yung FDA. So yun lang, pagandahin nyo po yung servisyo nyo. Hopefully next year, baka from number 2, maging number 100 na lang kayo. Di ba? Mas maganda. Can you promise us na you'll do better? Mabawas-bawas yung mga complaints against you tungkol dun sa red tape at mabagal.
Yes, Secretary Lopez, I honor Senator Tulfo, is committing to improve further the services of LTO para humawala na po sila sa top 2 doon sa most complained agencies, and they have that commitment to improve para po mawala sila doon sa top.
And then ito na yung gusto kong sabihin sa DOTR, you have my commitment na I will fully support lahat ng mga projects nyo as long as nakita ko na needed talaga ito. I'll back you up all the way. Just let me know sa mga hearing. Even kapag walang mga hearing, just come to my office, present itong mga maganda yung programa na kailangan ng budget o kailangan ng tulong ng Senado. I'll be on your side, through and through. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, thank you, Senator Tulfo. As Chair of the Committee on Public Services, maraming salamat din po sa inyong suporta sa DOTR family.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you to the good gentleman from Isabela. Mr. President, next to interpellate will be the good gentleman from Palawan, Senator Erwin Tulfo.
The gentleman from Palawan, Senator Erwin Tulfo, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chair, Mr. President, ang tanong ko lang po, ito pong dito muna tayo sa MRT, LRT. Gaano po kadalang na lang ngayon na masira po ang ating mga elevator dyan at escalators? Gaano kadalang?
Your Honor, Mr. President, ever since Secretary Vince Dizon took over now with Secretary Lopez, doon po mga panahon na yon siguro mga 2 beses lang daw nagkaroon ng insidenteng na sira ang elevator escalator sa mga MRT.
Thank you for that answer, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. Ang tanong ko naman po susunod ay magkano pong budget para sa maintenance po ng ating mga trains dyan po sa LRT at MRT? Kasi okay na ho sana pero biglang may mababalitaan tayo na tumigil yung tren, nagkaroon ng aberya. Gaano kadalang din masira po ang ating mga tren? Or kadalas?
Your Honor, Mr. President, yung pong pinakahuling insidente sa MRT, ito pong tumigil, was an electricity issue according to Secretary Lopez. But now, they are very positive mula ho nung nag-take over as a maintenance service provider yung Sumitomo Corporation. Maayos po at naging maganda na ang maintenance at operation ng MRT3. Hindi po tulad no, nung alam naman natin few years back, halos araw-araw tumitirik po yan. Nung napalitan ng mga fly-by-night na maintenance provider. Pero upon our recommendation also here in the Senate, panahon pa ni Secretary Tugadi noon, sinabi natin ibalik ang Sumitomo. So after that, halos minsan lang ho ito nagkaroon ng aberya, which is ito pa yung electricity issue according to our Secretary Lopez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, moving forward, let's go to the airports naman po. Ito pong Coron Busuanga Airport sa Palawan, kailan po magkakaroon ito ng late afternoon or early evening flights para po maboost yung turismo sa lugar na yun? Parang pansin ko ho, umaga lamang ho at hapon Hindi na po makalipad pag ginabi na eroplano. Pag mga turista po, gusto ho nila kahit na late night dumating ho dahil galing po sa flight overseas, dumidiretso na ho sila, sumasakay ho sila ng aeroplano para pumunta doon sa destinasyon.
Your Honor, Mr. President, ito pong tungkol sa Busuanga Airport. Unfortunately, sa ngayon, wala pa ho siyang night rating. No? But in 2026, all of the tourism areas, na mga airport, ay sisikapin po ng DOTR na gawin pong night rated ako para mas ma-increase po yung flight. So, 2026 is the target completion of for the Busuanga Airport to be night rated, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Next question po, sa Palawan pa rin po, ito pong El Nido Airport. Private po ito may plano po ba nilagyan po ng commercial airport itong El Nido na ito? Kasi hinihiram lang po natin yung maliit na airport po doon. Ano po ang plano dito sa El Nido? Abay, ito po ngayon ang dinadayo ng mga turista, Mr. Chair, Mr. President.
Your Honor, Mr. President, tama po kayo. Yung pong nasa El Nido is a private airport owned by Ayala. No, ito po yung Leo Airport. The closest airport is under the DOTR or CAAP is San Vicente. No, yun po, but it needs to be upgraded. So, yun po ang sitwasyon ngayon. San Vicente po ang pinakamalapit na airport.
Okay. Very well. Anyway, isa pa po, Mr. President, yung mga pupunta ho ng Palawan, sa El Nido, nagbabaylan po sila. Ito pong Puerto Princesa Airport, ano po ang category nito? Is it an international airport? Is it anong classification po nito na airport?
Your Honor, Mr. President, Puerto Princesa Airport is classified as an international airport. So pwede ho dumiretso yung international flights po sa Puerto Princesa.
Ang tanong po natin, Mr. President, sinong buang ang nagplano nitong airport na ito na wala man lang tube, wala man lang bridge? Kaya pag umihi po yung matching, kailangan nakapayong, kailangan po pag umaambon, perwisyo po sa mga pasahero. Sino ho ba nagplano nito at international pero walang bridge, wala ho mga tube? Ano ho nangyari dito?
Your Honor, Mr. President, the one who undertook the project is Exim of Korea. Kexim Bank of Korea. Pareho ang ating observation during the committee hearing. Tinanong ko rin po yan Sabi ko, bakit international airport? Wala hong tube. So, ang sabi nila, because the design was only 1.5 stories, so hindi ho pwedeng lagyan ng tube talaga. Kaya, yun po ang sitwasyon. Talagang natapos po, it's an international airport but without the tubes, Your Honor.
Hindi po man lang naisip kaya ng mga tiga-DOTR dati, and I'm not faulting our good secretary here, yung mga during the 2022 na administrasyon na. Pero yung previous ho kaya, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, hindi man lang nila naisip na dadami ang tao. Panay ang punta ngayon sa El Nido, yung turismo, pupunta ng Busuanga, kung saan-saan, sa underground river. Wala po bang plano, Mr. Chair? Wala po bang plano, Mr. Chair, na gawa ng paraan na ayusin, i-renovate yung airport na yan? At dumadami po Ang dami na hong flight ho dyan. 4, 6, hanggang gabi ho sila.
Tama po kayo. Considering it's an international airport, dapat pati yung standards. So according to DOTR, with this, they will revisit, they will reassess, and siguro propose in case there will be, yun po, pag magdadagdag ho tayo ng tube, magdadagdag ho kasi ng floor para maging ka-level po siya nung aeroplano no? So we need to add a floor for that. But I think it's really worth visiting because as you pointed out, Your Honor, international airport to, dapat international standards. Dapat to may tube talaga.
Thank you,
Same
Mr.
observation actually. Sabi ko, paano
Your
tayo
Honor.
nagkaroon ng international airport na walang tube?
Your Honors, if I may interject, will the DOTR be familiar with the Riyadh International Airport? Any of you have been to Riyadh? The reason I ask is that I was there many years ago. As a matter of fact, perhaps about 20 years ago, because of a bowling tournament. When I was there, it is one of the largest and most beautiful airports in the world, but no tube. I asked them why. They could not answer, but that was the design, they said. But I found out the real reason later on. The American company who built it sold buses. So if they place the tubes, they will not be able to sell the buses. So Riyadh Airport many years ago, but I don't know now if they've sold that. But perhaps you can look into this airport. Baka naman may mga binenta mga bus dyan. Kaya ayaw lagyan ng tube. Because that happened to Saudi Arabia. I can assure you that. I was there personally and I asked. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Chair. Unfortunately, ako po halos sa buwan-buwan sa Puerto Princesa nga po. Naglalakad po yung mga tao pagbabaho ng eroplano. Pag umulan, ang binibigay yung payong. Pag mainit, payong pa rin o sombrero. So kung may dala ka pong anak, may sanggol kang dala, may stroller pa, hirap na hirap po. Kailangan ko talaga siguro i-revisit. And I think that airport po, may kumita ho dyan May kumita ho dyan sa lintik na airport na yan. Because it's really disgusting. Anyway, moving forward, Mr. Chair. Tanong ko naman po, marami po mga pasahero nagre-reklamo ngayon, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. Yung turbo prop na flights, yung mga DLC, inilipat po sa Clark. yung mga gustong pumunta ng ika nga Busuanga, yung gustong pumunta sa Batanes, from Metro Manila, BBI pa po sila sa Clark. O from ika nga dito sa mga Quezon Province, pupunta po sila sa Clark para lamang makasakay po ng eroplano. Ito ho, parang nate-turn off sila, tinatamad sila sa layo. Ang tanong ko ho, anong ginagawa po ng ating Sangli Airport? May plano dapat dyan na gawing domestic ho. Mas malapit po sa Metro Manila yan. Ferry lang ho, Roro ho yan po, pwede na eh. Bakit ho sa Clark tayo napunta?
Your Honor, Mr. President, the reason why the turboprop planes were now transferred to Clark, ito po kasing ano natin, no? Ito pong Manila International Airport or the NAIA is over its capacity. So they are prioritizing, of course, the international flights, the bigger planes. Kasi po, pag yung, ano po yun parang may nakaprogram ho yun na pag naglalanding, pag mga jet, at least they will be able to program. Pag pumasok po kasi ang turboprop, nasisira ho yung flow no ng air traffic. So I think that's the primary reason why the turboprop aircraft flights were now transferred to Clark. Kasi po yung pong problema ng NAIA right now is yung ating pong very limited slots. Kaya po kinikater na lang yung mga international flights, the bigger planes, and also not to disrupt the air traffic flow. Kasi nga po pag pumasok ang mga propeller, nagugulo po yung sequencing ng landing and takeoff and landing po sa NAIA.
Tama po yun, Mr. President. Mr. Chair, as a matter of fact, I would like to commend the team of Mr. Ramon Ang for doing so. Wala na po masyado tayo mga delayed flights or cancellations because nagkakaroon lang po ng delay. Talaga pag severe po yung lightning, thunderstorm, nagkakaroon ng delay. Pero my point, Mr. Chair, is bakit hindi po dinevelop yung Sangli? Wala naman pong gumagamit doon. Mas malapit po yun Siguro, kung sa Sangli na lang, mas madali hong pumunta yung mga tao kaysa pupunta pa po ng Clark. Kung tiga-south po siya, Cavite, Quezon, mahihirapan ho Mas malapit po kasi ang Sangli Airport sana.
Your Honor, Mr. President, the problem with Sangli right now, nilipat na ho yung mga general aviation aircraft. Nandiyan na po yung ibang mga private jets. Kaya lang ang problema po nila, hindi pa nila magamit for commercial use for the turboprops because of the flooding problem. No, medyo nagbabaha po doon sa Cavite City papunta ho sa Sangli. So, number one, yun po yung gusto na ayusin. Pangalawa, yung connectivity, no, yung pong transport services that would lead to Sangli as an alternate airport. So, talagang ang pinaka-key talaga rito, Your Honor, Mr. President, sa nakikita ko, we really have to rush the NSCR, yung po North-South Commuter Line, to Clark kasi magiging very convenient for Metro Manila and everybody else. No? Kung yung Clark po makonect na sa railway system natin, mag-online. Kaya nga talaga pinupush natin na huwag na magkaroon ng delay. Clark Airport is really a very beautiful airport, Your Honor, Mr. President.
I agree.
Napakaluwag, napakaganda. Ako nga sabi ko, yung mga taga North of Metro Manila, mas maganda gamitin po ang Clark. Mas mura pa ho ang pamasahe doon, no, compared to NAIA. So I think that's the long-term plan of the OTR, really not really to rush NSCR para po maging convenient na po even for turboprop aircraft passengers pag naka-online na po yung NSCR.
Opo, maganda ho yan, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. Pero yung problema ko kasi medyo malayo. Kailangan lang ho talaga ma-develop ho yan para mas maging convenient, ika nga. But anyway, moving forward, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, lipat po tayo sa Philippine Coast Guard. Narinig ko po kanina yung mga assets, meron po tayong sea assets, pero doon po sa air assets natin, meron pa, kasama mo ba sa capital outlay ng Philippine Coast Guard ang pagdadagdag ng helicopter? O di po kaya aeroplano? Kailangan po para ika nga medyo advantageous na para sa Philippine Coast Guard pasyalan yung napakalawak na West Philippine Sea. Mr. Chair, Mr. President.
Your Honor, Mr. President, for next year we will be funding additional for the additional purchase of our vehicle, yung ating pong vessels po natin for the West Philippine Sea at least, no? Na masayahan mo pong Coast Guard. Ang problema ho natin sa mga aircraft. They have a total of 7 fixed wing for patrol, 4 lang ho ang lumilipad. Doon sa rotary o yung pong helicopters, 2 lang po ang choppers nila, 1 lang po ang lumilipad. So I think ito yung dapat natin tignan. I think it's really standard for a Coast Guard to really have a rotary and aircraft, no, among their fleet. So magandang matulungan po natin sila, madagdagan po ito.
Nakita ko po last year, as a matter of fact, I went to these Airbus companies sa Europe. Sabi mag-order daw yung Coast Guard ng mga helicopters. Whatever happened to that, yung plano po? Hindi po nagkaroon ng kuan. Is it on the way? Yung 2 o 3 yata ng mga Airbus na chopper? Long range?
According to Secretary Lopez, the TOTR is currently talking to the government of France for an overseas development assistance for the purchase of about 7 Airbus helicopters, Your Honor, Mr. President. Kasi 2 lang ho ngayon, 1 lang lumilipad.
Napakaganda
So
po, Mr.
hopefully matuloy talaga ito para ma-augment naman po natin. We really need those choppers for the surveillance. And of course, yung pong, because of the situation in the West Philippine Sea, kailangan po natin po ito for reconnaissance and surveillance.
Tama po, Mr. Chair. Nakapunta po ako doon sa planta at nakita ko na pang reconnaissance at saka ika nga yung distance. Napakaganda po. Flying from Puerto Princesa all the way po doon sa Pag-asa Island, kaya po niya. Anyway, another question po for under sa Philippine Coast Guard. Narinig ko rin po na under construction na po yung hospital po ng Philippine Coast Guard. Kailan po matatapos ito?
Yes, you're correct, Your Honor. It's already, the construction has started and their target completion is in 3 years' time, Your Honor.
3 years' time. So, ang tanong ko po next, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, ano po, pag nagkasakit po ang ating Coast Guard, meron po bang mga medical benefits, coverages ang ating mga tauhan? Alam mo, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, mahirap po yun. Nasa karagatan ka, tatawag si misis mo, magte-text, si Bunso, may sakit, anong gagawin ko? Medyo madidistract ka ho eh. I mean, yung moral mo from mataas, biglang babagsak dahil iniisip mo yung anak mo, walang coverage. Tapos wala ka naiwang pera doon sa asawa mo. Humiram ka muna kay ganito, humiram ka muna kay ganon. Wala po bang some form, DOTR, ang Philippine Coast Guard para sa medical coverages ng ating Philippine Coast Guard? Lalo pat sila po nasa front line, nagbabantay po sa West Philippine Sea. Don't we have something to protect them and their families, Mr. Chair, Mr. President?
Your Honor, Mr. President, nakakalungkot man, pero tama po yung observation nyo. Dahil wala pa po silang sariling hospital, they are relying now solely on PhilHealth, just like any other Filipino. Tapos nag-request din po sila ng emergency medical fund, but unfortunately, hindi po ito na-aprobahan ng DBM at hindi na-asama sa National Expenditure Program.
Yun ho, malaking problema, Mr. Chair. Naisip ko lamang po na they're working out there nasa West Philippine Sea. Binabangga-bangga yung kanilang mga barko. Baka madisgrasya pa. Pero yung pinaka-problema po dito, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, pag yung pamilya ng isang sundalo, personnel, ay may sakit po dito sa Metro Manila or in some parts of our country, siya ay nakadeploy sa West Philippine Sea. Mahirap po yun, Mr. President, Mr. Chair. Madidisgrasya pa yung sundalo dahil panay ang isip niya paano paggamot yung asawa niya, yung anak niya, yung kaanak niya, kung wala po siyang medical coverage. We really have to address this, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. This is a serious matter. Kailangan po siguro talagang gawan po natin ang paraan na mabigyan po ng medical coverage po ang every Coast Guard personnel. Mr. Chair, Mr. President.
Well, thank you, Senator Tulfo. Maraming salamat sa iyong concern. No? Tama lang po na mabigyan natin ng tamang pangangalaga ang ating mga Coast Guard who are risking their lives. Talaga nagsasakripisyo, no? Mabantayan lamang ang ating teritoryo at soberenya, nakikipag-gitgitan. Halos araw-araw habang binubuli tayo ng mga Chinese Coast Guard, sila po ang talagang humaharap. So any additional benefits that we can give them will be very much appreciated. Siguro ang magagawa na lang natin, we really have to talk also to PhilHealth dahil tayo rin naman ang nagpondo sa PhilHealth na malaki na to give special attention sa ating mga men and women in uniform, lalo na po yung ating mga Coast Guard, no? That they can be accommodated.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mas maganda siguro kung makausap natin yung ating chairman ng finance through you as the sponsor. Medyo mabigyan po ng pansin kasi ilang taon na po yan, hindi po nabibigyan ng pansin. Maswerte po yung ating armed forces po. Meron silang Viluna at may mga hospital sila sa every region. Ito po, paano ko naka-assign sa Mindanao? Pupunta pa po ba ng Maynila? Paano kung yung lugar na kinaka-assign na ng Coast Guard personnel natin, wala pong public hospital? Medyo mabigat po yun. Anyway, Mr. Chair, allow me to move now to the Marina. Ito mo, Mr. Chair, matagal na pong inireklamo sa akin. Mga seaman po natin, nauubos yung kanilang oras sa mga refresher courses, pag nagbabakasyon sila, theoretical courses, pwede naman po sa online ito. So may mga kilala po ako. Yes, tama po. Ang bakasyon po ng mga seaman, 2-3 months. 1.5 months, 2 months po nauubos sa online class. Tapos dagdag gastos pa. Hindi naman po ang kumpanya nagbabayad. Sariling bulsa po nila para lamang may rating, para lamang may bigyan na naman extend yung kanyang lisensya, etc. etc. Pwede ba? Pinag-aralan na ba? Pwede mo pag-aralan na baka pwedeng gawing online na lang yan kung this is theoretical, kung this are refresher courses? Mr. Chair, Mr. President, Mr. Secretary?
Secretary Lopez is now committing to allow online classes. Tama po kayo kasi kawawa naman seafarers natin. Konting panahon na lang babalik dito, mauubos pa yung oras nila sa refresher courses. So, yung inyo po suggestion is well taken at nag-commit na po ang ating DOTR family na to have it online.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you po for that. At sa Marina po natin, nagawa po ito, Mr. Chair, noong panahon po ni Marina Administrator Empedrad. Online po. Well, sinasabi niya kasi daw, sabi nila, dahil pandemic. Pero pumasa naman po yung mga seaman natin. Nakapagtrabaho pa rin. Hindi naman po kailangan nandun sila sa classroom. May theoretical lamang ho. Yung iba, refresher courses lamang. But anyway, thank you in advance, Mr. Secretary, for doing so. It will really make happy a lot of our seamen and women, Mr. Chair. Panghuli na lamang po, Mr. Chair. Kanina po, I don't know, we have a video here. Meron po kaming operation dito po sa Empire Center Mall sa Pasay. After receiving reports that there are continued operations of colorum UVs. Nireklamo na po ng mga jeepney ng mga buses. The team coordinated with LTFRB, LTO, PNP, HPG, and PAOCC to apprehend the said colorum. After briefing po a session, all things were set. However, on the day of the supposed apprehension, it appears that the LTFRB personnel mismo gave the tip to the colorum drivers about the said raid, Mr. Chair, Mr. President. Here's po the video. Kanina lang po ito. Play video. Baka po pwede po, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, maimbestigahan po ito.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. President, according to our DOTR Secretary and the LTFRB head, they will now investigate ito pong nangyaring leak na sinasabi niyo po.
Thank you. Anyway, with that, Mr. President, Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, I support the budget of DOTR. And also, possibly, kung madagdagan po natin, bagamat wala po sa NEP, yung ating pong Coast Guard personnel and their dependents, yung kanilang pong healthcare. I don't know how we'll do it, but it is very, very needed and necessary. Kasi 3 years pa pala bago matapos ang ospital nila. Mas maganda ho siguro parang health card. Ika nga, Mr. Chair, I don't know if you'll agree with me. Mabigyan po itong mga Coast Guard personnel natin ng mga parang health card para naman po may peace of mind yung mga sundalo po natin habang nandoon nakadeploy sa West Philippine Sea, habang nagbabantay po dyan sa EDSA bus carousel, habang nagbabantay sa mga pantalan natin, at least nakakasiguro siya na safe ang pamilya niya. Kung may nagkasakit man, madadala sa ospital. Mr. Chair, Mr. President, Secretary, thank you very much po. Magandang hapon.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. Majority Leader?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President,